Yo, check this out. In the early morning hours of Valentine's Day, 2019, love was supposed to be in the air. A woman named Olivia Jones slid through the aisles of this little spot called HB Plus. You know, just a regular grocery run, except this one had a purpose. She was getting dinner ready for her man, Chris. She moving cart to cart, picking up all the little things she gonna need for that meal. Then she stops. Right there, her eyes fall on a bouquet of pink and red roses. But here's the cold twist. As she rolled them roses out the door, Olivia had no idea she had less than 40 minutes left on this earth. By the time the police showed up, they ain't walking into no Valentine's dinner. Nah. They found Olivia stretched out on the bedroom floor of a quiet little neighborhood in Beaumont, Texas. Now here's the detail that really gets you. 11 minutes earlier, her husband Chris was the one who dialed 911. A husband calling for help, but at the same time, was he crying for her or covering his tracks? That's the question. This ain't no fairy tale Valentine's. This is a reminder sometimes the deadliest roses don't come with thorns. They come with someone who swears they love you. This is Police Beatdown, the one spot where the truth don't hide. We unseal the rawest, craziest cop Bodycam footage you've ever laid eyes on. From bone-chilling shootouts to heart-stopping high-speed chases and officers caught doing the unthinkable. Every clip is real. Every second is heavy. So hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so it lights up, and buckle up tight, because what you're about to see will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about law and order. Welcome to Police Beatdown.
Beaumont 911. What is the address of your emergency?
Olivia! Please, hurry. I want to take the gun.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm at home. My wife been shot in the head. Please.
Somebody shot in the head.
My wife, please! Please!
Tell me,
Okay.
where is she shot?
In the head!
Okay, where in the head?
Take it and it went off.
Okay. I want you to try to control the bleeding.
As soon as that 911 call dropped, police ain't waste no time. Sirens off, wheels spinning. They headed straight for Beaumont, Texas. Address 5500-75 Pine Bur Boulevard. It's 8:55 in the morning when they pull up. That's when Officer Otis Butler steps out the cruiser. And check this, he ain't just pulling up to any random house. Man, this was personal. Butler knew this family.
In the bedroom. Where's the gun?
In the bedroom, broken down on the dresser. Come this way.
Okay.
Please, come this way. This way.
Okay.
Please. Olivia!
Soon as Butler hops out, he's greeted by a familiar face, 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones. But Chris ain't calm, ain't collected. He's damn near falling apart, looking like the weight of the world just collapsed on him.
Baby!
Sir. Okay. Step back.
What's up, Mr. Butler? I tried to take it.
Get his.
Mama!
They pushed through that doorway, hearts racing, and made their way back to the bedroom. And there she was, Olivia, laid out on the floor, still lifeless. A woman who just an hour ago was buying roses, thinking about Valentine's dinner. Now stretched across the carpet, the roses still fresh somewhere in that house, but her life gone. You could feel the whole room freeze up. Even seasoned cops, the ones who've seen it all, gunshots, overdoses, street beef going bad, this right here hit different because this wasn't a stranger, not to Officer Butler.
What happened? We had a disagreement, and I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working against me. I say, we've been doing this. My 19-year-old stepdaughter was 8. My 11-year-old was 1. I say, Olivia, we can't get it together. We can't be together. We got several. And I say, I just want a divorce. And her reaction was, she got the gun? I said, give me the gun. She like, I don't remember which hand. I'm like, give me that gun. What is you doing? Stop trying to scare me. I took it.
So when you grabbed it, it went off?
She yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back. And the gun went off.
Okay.
The gun went off.
Chris's story set off alarms right away. How could a man his size be overpowered by a much smaller woman? He dropped to his knees like he was grieving, but no tears came. Then he turned to Officer Butler, asking if he could go check on Olivia.
Mr. Butler, I got help.
No. You don't need to go in there, okay?
Is she alive?
Yeah, she is.
She is.
We got him.
Is she alive, Mr. Butler? Please don't tell me she's alive and she's not.
Yeah, when I saw her, she was.
She was talking?
She wasn't talking.
Is she breathing?
It looked like she was breathing, yeah.
Ooh, good.
Like, don't
Mr.
go in there, sir.
Please.
Sir, I need you to stay right here with me, okay? And calm down.
Calm down.
When Chris found out Olivia was still breathing, you'd expect relief, maybe a spark of hope, but nah, his face stayed flat. No smile, no sigh, nothing. Just another red flag for Officer Butler. Back inside, the medics fought hard, but the wounds were too much. Just after 9 a.m., Olivia was pronounced dead. As the scene got locked down, officers swept through the rest of the house. Outside, security cameras. Inside, 2 more cameras mounted in the living room, watching everything. That was strange enough, but then came the real discovery, the 9mm pistol soaked in blood. Problem was, the gun wasn't even in the bedroom where Olivia had been shot. If she really pulled that trigger, how did the weapon magically end up in another room? Only way that happens, somebody moved it. And the only somebody around was Chris. That was enough to make their move. Cops decided it was time to detain him, at least until the truth came out. And right as they were cuffing him up, Heartbreak walked through the door. His 19-year-old daughter, Ariel, had already gotten a call from Chris about what went down. She stepped in, saw the scene, and broke apart, clearly devastated. While officers tried to calm down Ariel, Chris was let out and placed in the back of a cruiser. That's when the heavy hitters showed up. Led Detective Mindy Freeman and Sergeant Ayet Barrero from forensics. They hit the scene, got the quick download, and knew right away this wasn't no ordinary Valentine's call. This was a full-blown homicide investigation.
According to him, she grabs a 9mm in their bedroom. She did that. He claims he reached for the gun to try to get it from her. And when he reached for it, and they struggle over it, boom.
Right then, Olivia's sister, Angela, showed up at the house. The sight of her aunt was too much. Ariel broke down all over again, crying out in hysterics. Once all the evidence was bagged up and sent to the lab, officers hauled Chris down to the station. First thing they did, took photos of his hands, still stained with Olivia's blood.
They're waiting for the lead detectives. They're going to be the ones that actually interview, so.
At the station, detectives sat Chris down and asked what sparked the argument. Chris claimed he felt like Olivia wasn't pulling her weight in the relationship.
I am very particular. If you heard that, that's true. I am very particular. You strive for the best for people. I work really hard, and I don't make excuses for myself, and I don't accept excuses for anybody else.
He went on to say that after he told her he wanted a divorce, Olivia stormed off to the bedroom and came back with the gun.
What did you say?
Really? You serious? Really? This is not going to solve anything.
Okay.
You know, you do not want to do that. You put that freaking gun down before you make a mistake and hurt yourself. She was crying. She was crying.
Chris then handed over his cell phone, which gave detectives access to the home's security camera footage.
If you want to access just that camera, you touch that. And that's just that camera. Okay. You follow what I'm saying?
So far, let's go back to devices.
Yes, sir. And everything is labeled.
Carport, backyard, front door, back door, laundry room, inside garage, living room, kitchen.
Detectives pulled up the security footage, hoping it would back Chris's story. 8:41 a.m. Olivia's in the kitchen, moving through her morning routine like normal. Then suddenly, the footage cuts out. 8:44 a.m. 3 minutes later, the cameras pop back on. Now Chris is seen pacing the house, frantic, phone in hand, calling 911. 8:55 a.m. Responding officers step into the house, caught on camera. That gap told the whole story. Olivia had to have been shot during those 3 missing minutes. Back in interrogation, when Chris was pressed on why the footage was gone, he just shrugged, said he had no idea.
We're still trying to pull up these videos here, man. Why would there be no recordings on that? I don't know. It should be. Everybody that went in that house should be on it. But like I said, the internet, you can go through days and it pretty much does it. We shouldn't have bought that. You just keep, like, you can pick whatever day you want and it's never going to be consistent. That's why I say it was a waste of money.
Well, I'm wanting desperately to find some video on here that corroborates what you're telling us, but almost all the videos start right after this event happened.
Chris started tossing out excuses. Bad internet, dead batteries, cameras not charging right, but detectives weren't buying any of it. He was the only one with access, which made it look like he tampered with the footage. With no video to lean on, they had Chris reenact how he supposedly tried to take the gun from Olivia.
Go ahead and do my initial. She pulls it. Give me the. Okay. And I go. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I want the chair.
I'm sorry. You're fine.
I like the chair.
I'm reliving it. You are? I'm reliving it. So she should be shot in the back of her right head. Did you feel me twist your? Did you feel me twist
back here?
Did you feel me twist your? I twisted.
But every answer sounded made up on the fly. Chris kept twisting his story, forcing puzzle pieces that didn't fit. Detectives wrapped that first interview even more suspicious than before. From there, they turned to the family, starting with Olivia's sister, Angela.
Olivia Jones is your sister, right? We've been talking a lot lately. We talk every day. I drop her baby to her at the tax office. She's always been timid about everything. But she was the type that whatever went on in their home, she would keep it there.
Yeah. Kind of a private
person.
Yeah.
She loved her baby so much that she thought she had to live for them. She would never.
Angela opened up to detectives, laying bare just how much control Chris had over Olivia, how he tried to run every part of her life.
She can't talk on the phone after a certain time. He controlled the finances. He never wanted to be in the presence of her family. Family reunions, anything, he never came. But she would have to step off, and when he would call, and all you could hear was him screaming and yelling on the phone. His character is agitation. Like, his character is to be aggressive. I just don't get it. Because all she wanted, my sister was a married type. All she wanted was to be loved.
Yeah.
She loved love. Like, she loved her babies. She wanted to live for her babies.
And it didn't stop there. Chris's ex-wife, Letitia, who he'd first met back in 1999, came forward too. She confirmed the pattern. Chris had always been controlling and aggressive.
I met Chris Jones in 1999. It was just like a constant fight. Like, he strangled me, choked me out, drugged me through the house. My skin was missing off my back. One time he bit my hand. He had this bite marks in my hand. This was what it was. If the house not clean, he's told me that he would kill me if I was to ever leave him. Told me how he would do it. The reason I never said anything or went for help was because I was extremely in fear of my life. Because I knew and I felt in my heart that he would kill me.
And the most damning of all came from Olivia's daughter, Ariel. In her interview, she painted the picture of what life was really like in that house with her mom and Chris, and it was ugly.
One time they were arguing and I heard her say she couldn't breathe. I would see bruises on her. It broke her down to the point where she believed what he said.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be nothing without me, stuff like that.
Right.
Everybody knows my mom. Everybody knows my mom. Everybody knows that we were her world.
Interview after interview, The case stacked higher and higher against Chris. Detectives circled back to him, pushing harder, urging him to finally tell the truth about those missing 3 minutes of footage.
To be honest, I videos.
I look guilty.
No,
Not deleting those videos. I look guilty.
not if you say right now, what you just said a little while ago. I freaked out. I panicked. I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Is that one of them?
Yes.
How many did you delete?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just afraid of being blamed for something I did do something that looks really bad on me.
Chris's confession gave detectives a small win, but those missing 3 minutes of footage was still gone. So they kept digging. Days spent combing through every clip from the house, and what they found showed the truth plain as day. The recordings revealed exactly what life was like inside the Jones household, and the real nature of Chris and Olivia's relationship was on full display.
Then you're gonna be looking stupid. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor, White. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the Why is that like that? You're not paying attention. What the f***,
Hey, Leah.
you wasn't worried about the son of a bitch a minute ago. That's your mother. Look at me like that, bitch. I'm not playing with you. Lazy. You want to do some shit, not enough? Give it here. You got all the goddamn answers. You don't do a goddamn thing around this. Right. This your ass,
I know
bitch.
that I was gonna be.
That's clean dish. That's clean.
I didn't want to. They fell on the floor, so I didn't want to reuse them.
You look at it. You don't pay attention what the f*** you doing. You all over the place, Olivia. You ain't got the chance to claim your f***ing off. Food on the wall. Who you blaming now?
Me?
Harry don't live here. It's you. It's always been you.
On the footage, Chris showed his true colors. He'd take every chance to tear Olivia down, questioning her worth, belittling her, even humiliating her in front of her daughter.
When I got the show ass, you didn't have a job. You collected unemployment. You just had off. And most men in this world want a woman that got what? You wouldn't be doing this if I wouldn't have got upset. You would have bagged that. Life would be so much easier for me if you start thinking. You do dumb because you don't think.
Those tapes lined up perfectly with what Olivia's family had been saying. The abuse was real. Detectives also dug into Chris's past, violent charges in 1996 and a domestic assault in 1998 that even landed him in jail for a while. With that history on top of everything else, cops felt they had enough to charge him, even as they waited for more forensic results.
News this morning, a Beaumont man is now facing murder charges in a Valentine's Day shooting of his wife. Police say this man, Christopher Ray Jones, who worked as a correctional counselor at the Beaumont Federal Prison, killed his wife, Olivia.
In April 2019, Chris was officially charged with first-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. But shockingly, within just 24 hours, he was out, released on a $150,000 bond, and placed on house arrest with a GPS monitor.
Now a man charged with murdering his wife is back at their home.
40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones was arrested and charged with shooting his wife in the face on Valentine's Day. His bond was set at $150,000. He paid and is now out.
Many taking to social media to voice their concerns, stating things like, "Can't believe he's out on a $150,000 bond. That's crazy. What's wrong with our system?" And, "Can't believe they would make his bond so low that he got out. He should not be walking the streets."
While out on bail, Chris was still allowed to run the family's food truck, one plate at a time, since it sat right outside his house. The judge signed off on it, but the decision didn't sit right. Olivia's family and much of the community saw it as a slap in the face. They knew Chris was the only one with her that morning, and most believed he was the one who killed her.
This food truck on Concord Road in Beaumont is a hot topic on social media. It's not generating rave reviews from many, but condemnation from a grieving family.
I don't see how would anyone want to support someone who murdered their wife on Valentine's Day, which is a day that we are supposed to celebrate love. And the day that she was going to celebrate that with him, he decides to take her life.
Chris's image took another hit when the crime lab results came in. Blood spatter showed the shooting couldn't have gone down the way Chris claimed. Forensics found no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands, proving she never fired the weapon. But Chris, his hands and clothes tested positive. Still, he stood firm, pleading not guilty.
This Valentine's Day,
Praying for you.
purple and red balloons filled Rogers Park.
Purple means domestic violence, and red was one of her favorite colors.
1 year ago today, Joshua Simmons lost his sister.
Valentine's Day was one of her favorite holidays.
I would give almost anything to have her back right now.
What's this year been like for you and your family?
If you can wrap it up in one word, it would be frustrating.
Frustrated with the fact that Jones isn't behind bars. Now the family wants to raise awareness for domestic violence, but more than anything, they want justice for Olivia.
We want him to spend the rest of his life in prison, while my sister spent the rest of her life in the grave.
After celebrating Olivia's life, her family had to face her death all over again. This time in the courtroom. Packed house, both families sitting on opposite sides, 3 years of tension thick in the air. Everybody wanted the same thing, justice for Olivia. Prosecutors Jimmy Ham and Mike Law painted Chris as what he was, an abusive man with a violent past. They said it was only a matter of time before this happened. His defense attorney, Ryan Gertz, tried to flip it, argued Chris only touched the gun because Olivia was waving it reckless. But then came the expert forensic pathologist, Celestina Rosie. She broke it down clear. No gunshot residue on Olivia, meaning she never fired that weapon. That alone crushed the defense's accident story. The evidence stacked too high, the testimony too strong, and on February 8, 2022, the jury gave their answer. Christopher Ray Jones, guilty of murdering his wife, Olivia Jones.
1,118 days. That's how long Olivia Jones's family says they've waited for this moment. The moment when Olivia's husband, Christopher Jones, was found guilty of murder. Olivia died at the hands of her husband on Valentine's Day 2019. And instead of spending a lifetime behind bars,
we elected to agree with the state to a 30-year sentence because of the potential risk of, an even higher sentence.
In exchange, Christopher waived his right to appeal the conviction. After the judge handed down this sentence, Olivia and Christopher's 2 daughters took the stand. Looking directly at their father, they described the impact of Olivia's death. The youngest daughter, who was only 11 when her mother died, said, quote, "I'll forgive you one day, but right now I can't." Throughout the trial, the prosecution described a history of abuse that finally blew up. Defense attorney Ryan Getz argued a different version of events.
I think that we'll never know what happened in that room. Ultimately, my impression from the jurors is that they just didn't believe Chris's version of events, and that really only left the one alternative.
This was an emotional day for Olivia's family. As they were leaving the courtroom, they were encouraging each other, saying, today was all about Olivia and she won.
Today, Christopher Jones sits in the John M. Wynn unit in Huntsville, Texas, serving out the sentence for what he did on Valentine's Day.